Look at a field of fireflies on a summer night, and you might see chaotic, random blinking, but beneath that gentle aesthetic is a highly structured, fiercely contested biological communication network. For a nocturnal insect, the darkness presents a massive logistical hurdle. You have to locate a mate of your exact species out of dozens of similar species when you can't even see an inch in front of you. Make a mistake, and the consequences are absolute. If you fail to connect, you miss your brief reproductive window. If you broadcast your location recklessly, you attract a predator. To survive the night, these insects evolved an entirely visual language, relying on precise intervals of light and darkness to signal their identity across the void. Decoding how they speak to each other in the dark requires us to look inside the hyper-efficient biological hardware powering those flashes. This diagram compares the thermal output of a standard light bulb to a firefly's lantern. An incandescent bulb wastes 90% of its energy generating heat. The firefly, however, produces cold light, converting nearly 100% of its energy directly into a photon, generating virtually zero heat. Looking at this chemical pathway, the firefly combines oxygen, ATP, and luciferin using the enzyme luciferase. This forms an unstable transition phase, a dioxetinone ring. The ring immediately breaks apart, oxidizing the luciferin and emitting a burst of visible light. By mastering this exact chemical reaction, the firefly wields a zero-waste biological beacon for long-distance signaling. This biological spotlight originally had nothing to do with mating. Millions of years ago, ancestral firefly larvae evolved a glowing green tail simply as a toxic warning sign to ward off hungry predators. When adult fireflies eventually took to the air to find mates at twilight, they ran into a severe visual hurdle. Their ancestral green light was perfectly camouflaged against the green foliage of the forest. This spectral wave chart tracks that overlap. You can see the original green bioluminescence getting lost in the background green wavelengths. To ensure their signals were seen, natural selection pushed the peak emission of many species into the yellow and orange spectrums, creating a stark visual contrast against the leaves. By separating their color from the background, they created a crisp, highly visible channel to host complex mating negotiations. The structure of this negotiation is strict. Males fly through the air, broadcasting specific rhythms and flash durations, while the females rest in the grass, evaluating the signals and flashing responses. The duration of the male's flash, combined with the female's perfectly timed reply, acts as a precise identity verification system, filtering out every other species in the meadow. Identifying a species match is only the first step. The female also analyzes his flash rate to determine his physical quality and his ability to provide a high-protein nuptial gift. During copulation, successful males transfer a nutrient-dense package called a spermatophore. This single delivery directly increases the female's overall lifespan and the number of viable eggs she can lay. When she flashes back to a specific rhythm in the dark, she is securing a promise of genetic and nutritional survival. Yet, broadcasting your exact species, location, and physical quality into the night carries a severe risk. A highly visible, highly predictable communication network is incredibly easy to intercept. Enter the Futurus female firefly. Known in biological circles as the femme fatale, she is an apex insect predator perfectly adapted to exploit the dark. Instead of searching for her own mates, she sits in the underbrush and studies the flash rhythms of males from completely unrelated species passing overhead. Using a tactic called aggressive mimicry, she creates a perfect counterfeit. She copies the exact time-delayed response flash of that prey's specific female. The male sees the correct coded response and drops into the grass expecting to pass on his genes. He is immediately seized and consumed. She weaponizes millions of years of his own evolutionary drive, turning his once reliable mating signal into a highly lethal vulnerability. While a meal provides basic calories, this predator is actually executing a highly targeted chemical heist. This flowchart maps the transfer of lucibifegins, potent toxins that repel predators like spiders. The Futurus female cannot produce these chemicals. By consuming a male, she strips his chemical armor, absorbing the toxins to protect herself, and eventually depositing them to protect her eggs. The gentle twinkling across a dark summer field is an ancient, fiercely contested theater. It is a space where bioluminescent chemistry is used to navigate romance, survival, and deadly deception.